bit of traffic.
It's all good.
Have someone very special to me, just a great brotherhood bond that we have formed in the past year. So Colin Koenig, welcome back, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me again. It's always a pleasure coming on here.
It's a great time that we will have today. Today is going to be focused on the 100K race that we did on November 5th, I believe, on that Saturday. 4th? Yeah, there we go. You got me covered.
There you go.
So before we start about anything to do with the race, we're going to give you a little preview of like what happened before the race. For Colin, he did a great job with his training. Why don't you tell everybody real quick, just so people who want to run a 50K or 100K, what was your plan every week of attack for running?
Yeah, so it was pretty basic. So ever since my first race, my first 50K in the beginning of July, I was just really consistent.
One past me.
After that race, took a week off and then just started upping my mileage slowly each week. Nothing crazy before 50 miles. So I had a 3-week buffer time. So I really wasn't running as much than I did. I think a long run with you.
Yeah, just so I can kind of set it still. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
And that was about it before that 50 mile. And then from the end of July to November, I was just staying really consistent with my easy runs, then one long run a week. And then a week before this 100K, I went down, flew to Italy to visit my girlfriend, which is studying abroad there. So I made sure all my training was good, solid till then, because I knew it was going to be tough to kind of run there. And I figured that out when I was there. It was so packed. And difficult to run. It was a perfect taper week. So a lot of carb loading there, a lot of pasta, a lot of pizza. Enjoyed the food for sure. And then I got one run in there just for fun. And then I got back on Thursday. I think I got home at like midnight, and the race started at 4 a.m. on Saturday. So I had about 30 hours of being at home before the race. So got home, ate some food, went straight to bed. And then the next day before the race, I just rested all day. And then got 2 hours of sleep actually on Friday night leading up to the race. I think I went to bed at 10:30. And then I kept waking up. Like I felt like I had hours and hours of sleep. And then I'd only been sleeping for an hour. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to bed. Woke up an hour later and it was like 12:40. And I kept trying to go back to sleep. I think it was like one of those sleeps where like kind of like half asleep and your like body knows it needs to wake up. And then I checked my phone again. And it was like 1:30, something like that. And I just stayed up, left the house around 3, got everything ready in the morning. Because I do like waking up early on race day. Because I do like to eat before I run. So ate a small breakfast, hydrated up here, and then 30-minute drive to the race, which is awesome, right in our backyard, and that's where we started.
No, I mean, it's crazy. And then we plan to do this 100K last weekend for probably the past couple months.
Yeah.
So for Colin, I mean, he's been locked in, dialed in, ready to go, and he's gotten stronger, better throughout this whole year. All right, so this race was called Conquer the Castle 100K. Just to give people another background, last year at this time, and I don't know if Colin even knows this, I went to just do a run, and it was a year ago, and I saw all this stuff happening, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And like, oh, dude, they're doing Conquer the Castle. And I'm like, I didn't even know about this. Are you kidding me? It's in my backyard, just like Colin said. So I said, well, that is my number one race that I want to do next year. So it was 364 days I had to wait, and it came to pass, and we both conquered that castle. So, Colin, just like you, it's so important to lay things out the night before.
We're here right now, and I am washing out my stuff. So you can see right here, I have my container for all my tailwind. It's one of my favorite things to have. So I'll put all my tailwind in here. And then over here, you can see I have the big jug. We'll just put water in here. So when I do my ultra running, I love tailwind. It's one of the favorite things that I like to use. So for all you runners out there, you got to use what's best for you. But tailwind has always worked for me. So that's why I like my little blue jug right here that I know exactly how much I need, 64 ounces. So I do about 2 scoops per 16 ounces. So I do like maybe 8 to 10 scoops per this. So I'm gonna jump in the sauna for like half an hour and get totally relaxed, and then get all my supplies ready for the big 100K, conquer the castle. Let's go! All right, laying everything out for tomorrow. Got the shoes, got the bag. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
All your gear, all your food, all your electrolytes and your gels and whatever else you're going to have. So that's so important. Carb loading is very important too.
Nothing better than a burrito.
So
Before my
weird.
race, huh? Look at dude.
Stop.
Burrito, Chipotle, the best.
So he was fortunate enough to go to Italy and do it the right way with his
Oh
girlfriend.
yeah.
You know that. So you fly in. You know, you had a plan. You did, dude. Think about this for a second. You literally had an entire week to just lay low, like a taper
Yeah.
week, eat a lot of carbs, enjoy a beautiful scenery, and then have one day really of rest and then go after it. Do you think it was beneficial, or you had a little bit of effect on how you performed on Saturday?
Well, it was weird for this race just because like there's always that like thing with traveling when you get home you just there's like that feeling. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm sure like anyone listening, you just know that feeling when you come home from traveling. And it was like I was still taking like 15 to 20K steps a day just walking everywhere.
Mhm.
So still staying on my feet every day. And I felt no different before this race. Both races in the past, I kind of get like that leg fatigue. Just I think it's just nerve. And then there's just something about that excitement, like the night before a race. Like you're just so pumped up. You just can't wait to go to bed and wake up the next day and it'd be race day. So I just think I was telling my mom, my girlfriend, and like it just didn't feel like I was running a race the next day. It just felt so weird. And I almost think that like helped me. It's like I was so relaxed, calm, and it was crazy how fast the race went by. And I think that's just the power of presence. Like we stayed so present the whole time, and it was definitely my favorite race I've done by far, 100%.
Oh, dude, that's awesome to hear that. And a couple weeks before we did the race, I was playing around with the strategy of running for 8 minutes and power walking for 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Colin and I did this for 20 miles, and we had a time of doing under 4 hours that day just to see how that would go. And it worked well. And I said, okay, we did 20 miles doing this. It seems like if we could do this the right way, give ourselves some time, to eat in between the laps and what have you, we could do this under 14 hours. So that was the goal. So big goal, 14 hours or under. The micro goal was to run 8 minutes and then power walk 2
Mm-hmm.
and be very consistent with that. And if we had a hill, obviously we'd power walk that. So we were ready, man. I think it was a great strategy. I think we had a great plan. He's battle tested now. Colin is. And when we got to the race,
All right, let's go. It's 2:33. Right there. I'm gonna drink some water and then go pray, get my stuff, and then head out to the conquer the castle. So it's Step one, woke up on time. So that's the first part. So, all right, I'll see you on the trails.
Everything, you're right. I felt peace. Not everyone started at 4 a.m. So I think there was like 10 or 11
Yeah.
runners that started at 4 a.m. Just to make sure we would have ample time to get it done, because you could not start a new lap after 6 p.m. So that was how the race format went. So Colin, when we got there, you texted me, "You here yet?" You were driving another vehicle. I didn't know
Yeah.
but he was literally right next to me. And we got out, we checked in.
So, all right, man, we're here, Colin and I.
Ready to go.
It's like 3:38,
Yeah, 3:30.
something like that.
4 a.m. start.
Let's go. So it'll be good, man. It's perfect temperature, like 55 degrees, perfect for running. We're lucky in Cleveland. We don't have snow, rain, or sleet. It's in November. So this guy's ready for his over 50 miles for the first time.
PR.
And looking just to, honestly, just have a great day outside together and bond through our suffering. It'll be great. Anything you got, man?
Let's go. All praise to the Lord.
That's right. Amen. Amen. Morning. So as you see, walking back in here.
That's so crazy how it just like stabilized it.
Cutoff is for everybody, but you guys have an extra hour basically. Added to it. Hi. Morning. Love it. Love it. All right, so what's that?
They're back way around here.
Yeah, there's two. We have our shirts and stuff coming right now, but I'll get you the bib, 1633. And you're.
And we were ready to rock and roll. So what did you feel right before we started off on the race? You feeling good?
I was feeling good. I mean, like I told you when I got there, I was a minute away. I'm looking at the directions. Big buck right in the headlights. Slam on the brakes. My gear from the passenger seat just slides off. And I'm like, oh, I'm awake now. I'm ready to go. That adrenaline just started pumping. I look at my watch, see my heart rate shoot up. It's kind of funny. Not funny at the same time though. But I was very fortunate enough to make it to the race alive and just had that race day vibe. I was amped up, jacked. I was just ready to go and started off so strong, and just in the back of your head knowing that you're just going to be in the pain cave later. I don't know. There's something about that. So I was super excited when we got there. 4 a.m. start. We're done with 2 laps. People are still sleeping. It's a good feeling.
That was, I think, so for everyone, again, not familiar with this race, and why would you be, but that you had option to do 100K, 50K, a 20-miler, a 10-miler, and I believe a 5K. So there was, I think, like 300, almost 50 people who signed up for one of those races to do. I think for the 100K, there was like 34 people or something like that. So what happened was when we started our first loop, I mean, it's pitch black.
Exit back out where you came in and then come through the mat. The mat is going to get your start and finish. So it's your last loop.
So don't come through the A or through the start until you hit the A station.
Honestly, all you're going to throw off is your lap time. We have a 50-minute hold time. So if you took more than 50 minutes, then you could mess up your time. But if you crossed, then went to aid, you'd have basically 50 minutes to get out of here before you'd screw anything up. Okay. So I don't think any of you will be in that boat.
No.
If at any time you need to drop from the 100K down to the 50K, down to the 20 mile, whatever the case is, maybe you're just 10 because your knee hurts today or something. No big deal. Just check in with Noel right here. We'll get you guys taken care of. We just want to make sure you're safe out there and we can account for everybody. All right, you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Runners, kicking off the day for Conquer the Castle. On your marks. Get set. Have a great run. Don't forget that right turn is the first turn in the woods. There's a ton of blinking lights. Hey, Siri.
I think it's lecture.
Oh, I gotta start my watch.
You better.
For Conquer the Castle, on your marks. Get set.
And
Mhm.
Colin and I kind of were in the lead, just kind of leading the pack. And by the time we finished, we're probably like a couple people past us. And again, the one thing I would say to you if you're doing a race is like, whatever your goal is, you know, you stick to that goal. Don't start comparing yourself to somebody else and say, man, I got to
Mhm.
keep up with them. That's the worst thing you could do. So how you prep is how you really are going to do the race.
All right, we're by the castle. We're an hour in. Colin and I will make it a little easier. See?
There we go. Ooh,
Whoa.
we're blind now.
Yeah. So we're good. Feeling good. 5 miles in. Right at the castle behind me. You can't see it, but
We're here.
let's go. Let's get it.
We're ready to go. I wonder if you can see me. 10 miles in. 1 lap done. 52 more miles to go.
So Colin and I just, like clockwork, 2 loops, we're done with 20 miles.
20 miles in. Second lap. 40-something more to go.
We finally had some light at that time. And just a little segue is they had a challenge. It wasn't too crazy, but
Okay. Colin and I just show them what we got.
We got our wooden chips.
Yeah, be careful.
Crown the king there. The
Watch
night
it.
was crowned.
We did a little extra hill. You get a little token,
Yeah,
and as a result, we get some extra swag, right?
that's right. That's right.
So
We're going to fall off this cliff. You can't see.
Yeah, we're about 15 miles in.
15 miles. I don't know
So,
how many, some 45 some more miles like that.
yeah, we're good, man. We're getting
So it
there.
is, one step at a time.
That's right. All right.
you'd go behind Squire's Castle, and then you'd go up this hill, and you'd get a coin, and you bring it back. And when you did, you'd get a gift, and we didn't know what that was. So we obviously took it upon ourselves to go up there and get that coin, get some more swag, right?
Yeah.
So that was fun. And then about halfway through the race, I changed my shoes. So we're at 30 miles, changed my shoes.
Halfway there, 31 miles in, 31 miles to go. Let's go.
Hey, look, guys. Hi. Come on, let's go.
He's got a sign to show you.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah,
What do you got?
yeah.
Let's go, Uncle John. Hey, give me 5. Give me 5. Give me 5, Vinny. Give me 5. Yeah, good 5. Let's see your sign. Oh, turn it around. Turn it upside. It's upside down.
Good, how are you?
Good?
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah. What does it say?
fun. I'm back right doing this.
Huh? Strong and steady. Whose birthday is it?
Sarah.
Vera's, huh?
I'm so excited to go to the castle.
Really?
Yeah,
Want to go see the castle?
yeah.
Come on, let's go to the castle.
Why don't we run there?
You want to run there?
Let's run.
Yeah, let's go
Okay.
there.
Let's go run.
They don't have you going through the thing, do they?
Yeah.
There's one street we cross.
Yeah,
tiny
that's-
one,
we
but
are.
it's rocks, so you don't get wet.
Come on, you guys gotta run. Keep running, Vinny. What? Okay, there. Let's go.
Go run. Get up there.
Come on.
Change my socks. I just feel comfortable doing that. And then when I got up, dude, someone like hit me with a ball peen hammer on my ankle. So we're just getting back on the track, going through the start line. And I was telling Colin, like, dude, I don't know. So do you remember that point in the race?
Yeah, I know. I
What?
can tell, like, right. It was, I think it was third lap, maybe.
It
After the
was
third
the
lap?
start of the. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
yeah, and you get up and like, oh, my ankle. And because I remember, yeah, it's always that ankle. And
Mhm.
yeah, I knew something was wrong. Just that pain. And you weren't even like that vocal about it. And then later in the lap, started to feel better. And you're like, dude, that was like the worst pain I've ever felt. And you just push through it.
Well, I don't want to speak about it because I know that's not the right thing to do. Don't talk about it, the pain. But that was the worst I've ever felt, body pain. And what happened, and this happened when I was on the treadmill, Colin, is that when you run and you have ankle pain, like your other parts of your body, like working up to your knee and your hip, they start moving differently because of that. So I think I started having pain in the back of my knee, and remember me, my leg was literally like twitching when I was in my car changing my shoe. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. You
So
started cramping.
I was like, what the heck? I was very dialed in on my electrolytes and how much consumption I had of that.
Mhm.
So my left leg was jacked. So I just kept telling myself, like, what can I do? What can I control? And I told myself, just be patient, be present. If I could walk, this will go away. So as we move forward on that, fourth lap is when we started finishing the third one.
41 miles in. 2 more laps to go. 21 more miles. Yeah.
Talk, brother.
45 miles in. Almost at the Squire Castle. Halfway mark. 5th lap. We're in the pain cave, but we're pushing. We're pushing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the thing of it is that you have to experience discomfort to grow. So, for everyone who's listening to this, start living life. Like, get outside your comfort zone. Doesn't have to be ultra running, just something in your life that you know is going to benefit you and your family. Word.
That's right.
Word to your mama.
Word.
I just said, let's take it easy. And we did. And by like a mile or two, it kind of shook itself out. But, that was the low point for me, in the race. Did you have any low points that you remember?
No, I think if any, I like any low points I did have, it was just in my head because kind of overwhelming myself with how many more laps we have and the pain I'm in. And if the race was any farther, I could tell you the low point would have been on like the last mile of the race when my Achilles started bothering me. And it started bothering me like minor in the beginning of the last lap.
All right, brother. It's the last loop. Here, last lap.
Last lap. The fun lap.
Let's get some.
About 51.5 miles in. Got about 10 left. One more lap, baby. Let's go.
The 6th lap. And I'm like trying to like, I don't know, like should I heel strike with this foot? And I'm like, no, because that just hurts worse. And then so I'm like, I'm just gonna run how I'm running, and my mind just kind of wandered off and I didn't think about the ankle anymore. And then we started running on the hard pavement, and that's when it really started to bother me.
Flare up,
And
yeah.
it just started to like get worse and worse. Then we're the last mile when it opens up to like the road, and I'm like, oh, my ankle. Like we're almost there, mile left. It's just that sharp pain. It's just like I want to like run hard through the finish. I'm like, I don't know if I can. And
all right, we are just around the corner to finish the 100K. Colin and I smoked this baby. Did amazing today. It was so good. We pushed really hard. We did a great job. So proud of everybody who helped us get here.
And then it kind of just disappeared like the last like couple meters.
Good job, guys. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, found a couple meters, baby.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
We did it, baby.
God, dude.
Okay, cool. Can I get one with Colin? I know you. Oh gosh, you're so crazy,
It was good. And today was probably the first day it actually felt like it didn't bother me at all today. It felt almost like it was gone. So super blessed for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen when you do a long race. And I think we finished it in 13:39, which we accomplished our goal. We were strong throughout the race. And for people who have never run long distance, and I'm saying like 50K or more, the more you run in long distance, things happen. Your mind goes kind of crazy. And the one thing that Colin and I both noticed is like we were running and just the ground was all leaves, except for when you had the paths that we were on, the the walking paths. But like your eyes, like it's just so weird. Like you get in this
Yeah.
monotonous zone, and you stare off in outer space. It's so crazy. So you definitely go highs and lows mentally. Your body at certain points, different things hurt. And then I told Colin, like, all right, listen, like all we have to do is basically feel like we're cross country skiing with our feet at the end. Do you
Yeah.
remember me talking about that?
Yeah.
So like all you're trying to do is keep your feet A to B. And you're not going to obviously heel kicking up as much because your legs are just so fried. So I go, we could just shuffle our feet and
Yeah.
keep moving. And I looked at our times, and I think our sixth loop was better than our fourth loop. The fourth loop was actually
Yeah.
like the slowest of all the
Yeah.
loops. But our second loop was we were cooking. I
Yeah.
think we had like an 8:30 pace on one of those miles.
Yeah.
But I'll just tell you this, man. Like the one thing that I've learned from the race was that have a strategy before you go into a race and make sure you prepare the right way. Things will go wrong, and how do you adjust and adapt to that is so important. And then running with Colin, I told him, like, when you run with somebody, you
Hmm.
have that partnership and that union together, that it forged that relationship where, you don't want to let each other down. So it pushed us to accomplish our goal. We definitely went faster than I thought, which even though you say 21 minutes or whatever, that's still better than our projected time.
Yeah.
Um, and like I thought it was just a great opportunity to bond together. What did you
No,
think, buddy?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I think this race, like, it was the first race that like I went into with a strategy, and I think that's so important, especially with these longer races. You need to have a strategy before you go in the race. You can't just go in there blindfolded and expect to finish strong or even finish the race. Because the first two races I did, it was funny, is that 50K, which is 31 miles, and then that 50 mile, both races, like the last 5 miles, I was walking almost the whole last 5 miles. And I think in the first one, that was just that was mental, because
Mm-hmm.
I was a point in this race, probably at lap 4, that I was the same point in that 30-mile race. And I was running on this race, and I think it was just like, I don't think I can run because my legs hurt. And that just comes with growth. And then, yeah, that 50 mile, I just ran and ran and ran. And then, like, we hit the pavement for that last 5 miles, and I was just walking like dead beat. And I think if I came with a little better pace strategy and knew what I wanted my paces to look like leading through the race, it would have been a lot smarter. And then staying on top of nutrition as well. It's super important. Like you said, you don't want to cramp. And I felt a point in the race, it was third lap, and I felt like I haven't been taking in much sodium. Like I'm really only taking it in Tailwind. I feel like I need to eat some more like salt-based foods. And that's what I started to do. So I went up to the aid station, started eating some saltier chips, pretzels, super light stuff, because I noticed my stomach doesn't react well to, when I'm eating heavier foods during the race. So I think just going in with that strategy and just a plan and running with someone, it goes by faster, it's smarter, and you feel good, and it's exciting. I don't know. I have such a blast doing these races.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I've done races solo like you have, and
Mhm.
and when we were together down in South Carolina, like that fellowship of more people that are there, it just brings that energy.
It does.
And when you're in isolation, man, like it's just,
It's tough.
I don't know, the devil plays with your mind.
Yeah.
So doubts come in, the pain comes in more, you don't have anything to bounce off of, or to say, hey, look, I'm here to help push, be that wind in his sail. Maybe he's hurting a little bit. So let's
Right.
just stick to the plan. And the one thing I do remember saying, Colin, before the race is like, let's just communicate whatever we need. Like if we
Right.
need something, let's just communicate, because it's not that you're trying to be a tough guy. It's just that it's just like any relationship. The more you communicate your needs, and we really didn't have that much that we
No.
talked about, but it's still important in a race. Like, hey, look, I need to get some I need to go to the aid station, like you said, and get some more salt, or like don't ever feel like you have to suffer. And that's the one thing I learned
Yeah.
in my races. Like you think if you're going to be a tough guy, but like I don't need to eat that or drink as much, and the
Yeah.
next thing you know, 10 miles go by, dude, you're just crushed.
Right.
So there's no ego in this. It's all about a plan, sticking to it, being yoked together in that process. The one thing I had a question about was at the end of the race, and it was fun. We picked up our pace and we went through the finish line. That was good.
Always. Yeah.
Colin's getting much better with his entertainment on Instagram. So if you have not followed Colin, you need to do so right now. And one thing you did say right there, besides the God did, is that, I was blessed to have my brother show up with his kids with signs. That was awesome.
Yeah. That was
And
awesome.
and
Yeah, I
then
was happy
and
for you.
then
That like made me happy.
that was, yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. I mean, family support is always family and friends. And my friend Jen, her family was there because
Yeah.
her husband was running. That was awesome. She put us on the sign too, you and I.
Hmm. Yeah.
And EJ was there as well, our other friend. And then my mom met us at
Yeah.
Squires Castle. Then at the end, my dad was there, and then your grandma, your mom,
Hmm.
your sisters were there. It was special. And I think
Yeah.
what I'll let you answer this question. Like when you do these races and you do your posts, like what's your main mission for people?
I want them to like, and I said this in my post that when I first finished the race, the picture of everyone, and I just want people to know that you're more capable of than what you actually believe you're capable of. Because we always put these limiting beliefs on ourselves that we don't think we can be something. Like deep down, something's telling us like, oh, I can't do that. Oh, he can only do that because he's him. And like, if you really have a vision and your eye on something, and like just that manifestation of you really believing you can do something, like you can achieve it if you wake up every single day and put forth the effort into that goal, that mission, you will get there, and time will tell, and God has a timing for you. So stop stressing over it. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next week. God has a plan for you. Just know that you're driving the ship that he's steering.
It's so good. I mean, you're 20 years old talking like this. It brings tears to my eyes, man. Like I'm just blessed to know you, to go on this journey together. And Danny Galasso, okay, he said something I'll never forget when we were at that race in South Carolina. He's like, you wait to see Colin. He's going to be a beast in ultra running. And I at first was like, maybe. I mean, I didn't doubt him.
Yeah.
I didn't
Like,
doubt him at
who
all.
knows if he's going to go and run after this. I just invited him
I'm
down
like,
for a couple miles.
I go, it's either going to go one or two ways. Either he's going to love it, or he's going to be like, what
That's
in
too
the
hard.
world
Yeah,
are
what are we
you
doing?
people are
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? So, you had your awakening, and this is just how grateful I am of seeing what your growth is.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched the rest of this year kind of transpire, and like think about all the great things that you've done, and not just racing, like your company that you started, the opportunity that you have to do a newsletter,
Yeah.
to share that, the positive messages that you've given to people, and probably that you've received in this process,
Right. Yeah.
that you've probably like, man, I have more influence. And influence, it's not about popularity, it's about influence of like
Yeah.
helping people grow. And to watch you at a 20-year-old state in your life, just think about what happens in 5, 10, 20
Right.
years. And I told you next year will be an exponential growth year for you because you've laid the base.
Yeah.
And people will have to understand this, Colin, and you understand this. Once you start having discipline and you have a passion for something, the sky's the limit.
Right.
And people have to understand, just like you said in your post, like you're more capable than you think you are. You're just comparing yourself to other people.
Yeah.
But all those other people who are, let's say, quote unquote, successful, they had to start somewhere.
They
And
started laying bricks every day.
yeah, dude. So the knowledge that you have acquired in this young, I know I told my daughter this, and this is so crazy. She's going to be 14 in the spring. And she goes, how old's Colin? I go, he's just, 20. And I go, wait a minute. You're like 6.5 years away from him, and I'm 21. I said, you're closer in age to him than I am.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, and I told her that even though he's young, he's wise. And wisdom comes not by age, it comes through experience and how your mindset is.
Right.
And I think what inspires me and how you inspire others is by how you're showing people your age, like, get off the couch, start being disciplined in something, have a passion for something,
Hmm.
and you can go out and do amazing things. And I'll let you talk on and expand on that point I just said.
Yeah, because back to the posting, like if I can get just one person to text me or tell me like I inspired them, like, it makes my whole day. Like it makes me light up. Like after my race, I had a couple friends, like reach out, say like I don't reach out much, dude, but I just want to say like you're doing awesome things and just along those lines. And it makes me so happy just to know like I can inspire so many other people just to do better things in their life. Because some people don't know what their passion is yet, and that's okay. You don't need to know. God will bring you your passion. You just pray, you ask, you shall receive. And I just had that awakening moment, and I took the opportunity, I took advantage of it, and I just started slowly building myself up. It wasn't one day where I was just like, boom, my whole life just changed, did a 360, and I started doing all these things. Like, no, I slowly started to change my habits day by day and started building up. And that's going to be such a cool thing. I can't wait 5-10 years down the road where I can even look back to now and see like where I started and where my journey came just within my content. And it's a process, and you really need to endure and love the process more than you love the destination.
The journey is the destination, as a wise friend told me. And I will tell you this, Colin, if people could stick to something they're passionate about in the highs and lows for at least 7 years. So this is my message to everybody. If you could stick it out for 7 years, you'll be so much grateful for how deep your work is,
Mhm.
and how much impact you have and how savvy you get with that work. Because people have to understand it's not instant gratification. It takes time to be great.
Right.
And greatness isn't just about running. It's about advancement and the transformation of who you are. So, dude, again, I can't speak enough of how proud I am of you. And it's not just about running, it's about the character that's being forged in your soul. And that's so much more important. You speak so highly, eloquently, and you put God first. And if everyone would just do that, God first, family second, and surround yourself with great people,
Yeah.
your journey in life will be sweet. And I think you've learned that, and more people need to understand that as well. So, Colin, any last words, my man?
No, I think go out there tomorrow, wake up and get after it. Start chasing your dreams. Start chasing your dreams today.
Love it, man. Well, you heard it from the man. All right. Get up tomorrow, be awakened, let your soul be on fire and passionate for something. And don't look in the rearview mirror. Just look through that big glass in front of you, and you control your destiny. But in that journey, in the destiny, just enjoy each step of the way, because being present with who you're with and how you get there is so much more important than the goal at the end. So, all right, everyone, recap of the Conquer the Castle 100K. Colin, continue to be who you are and never look back, brother.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It's a blast.
All right, everyone. This class is dismissed.